Hello everyone, it's Exo-Man, and today I am in a rental house and I've got a really cool trick for you that might really help you with a serious problem, and that is a foul smelling water heater. I have had this problem a couple of times in the past, and I attribute it to forgetting to turn the water heater off for when the properties are not rented for an extended period of time. I've done this a couple of times. I just forget things. I got too many things on my plate. It's just the way I live. But what happens if the water's not circulating, I find, you may have a different experience, but if the water's not being used in the tank is just sitting, bacteria can grow. And you have what are they, magnesium, you have sacrificial rods that go down into the tank, and those decay over time. Those are to keep the tank protected from decaying itself. The rod itself will decay and the tank will not be damaged, is the theory. And a lot of people will replace those when you have this issue, but sometimes they're very hard to get out. And this is a newer tank, so that shouldn't be a problem. I had a very hard time. I couldn't get the rod out with the tools that I had. So what I want to show you is another approach to the same problem, and that is simply the hydrogen peroxide solution. By that I mean you simply pour hydrogen peroxide into your water tank, and that will destroy, in my experience, the odor-causing bacteria, and your water won't stink anymore. Yeah, it's like magic. So we're going to do this real quick. I'm going to show you what I've created. I've found, actually, most of this was already together. I saved things. This is in my plumbing supplies. It was actually glued together like this, but I added this piece on here, this adapter, just to create a basin, because I'm going to pour my hydrogen peroxide in there. Now I have this configuration. A lot of the water heaters I've worked with have the supply, the inlet and the outlet on top. Your hot water intake goes in here and comes out another pipe. Well, on this one, you can see I've got the cold water coming in down at the bottom and hot water going out up top here. What I'm going to do is simply screw this onto here, just thread it right on, and pour the peroxide in. But first, I've let water out of the tank. You see I've got a hose down here. I've had to run that out the front door just to drop the water level so that I can get the peroxide in there. And I've got, what is it, a 3%, store-bought solution. I suppose even stronger would work even better. I don't know if that would damage your tank though. But this is very safe. You might not want to drink your water. I've heard of a lot of people put bleach in their tanks, but peroxide should be safe, especially after you've drained your tank and you're not really drinking hot water anyway, are you? So I wouldn't worry too much about the peroxide. On these water heaters, usually there's a sacrificial rod, a diode that, you can find up here on the tank. This one is right down in here, but I cannot get that one out. Try as I may, and a lot of times that's the case. A lot of guys have a really hard time getting these diodes out of these. So I'm taking this off, and now that's opened up. I've got the tank open. Not going to drain it. I don't need to really drain it, but I'm going to create a vacuum at least. And I found some spare parts. It just happens to be something that will work for this. And so if I can thread this onto here, it's 3/4. What I will do is create a feed, a tube to feed the hydrogen peroxide through there into the tank. So I'm going to pour I'm probably going to pour half of this container of hydrogen peroxide. I could probably pour the whole thing. I don't know. Yeah, it's about 16 ounces. Half of this would be, what is this, 60, would be 16 ounces. You can open the bottom up to create a vacuum. I've let a good bit of water out of here so it doesn't overflow from here. Jug lug. Work for various projects. Oh man, that is surprising. That is so much better. That is really, really much better. Wow. That is amazing. No smell at all. Quick, and easy fix. Wow. That was an incredibly simple process. That is why I like to do my own work, because it's very satisfying. So if you're a handyman, you can make somebody's day. It'll take you just a few minutes. It took me longer to put the tools and supplies together by far than to complete the actual task. And now we have usable hot water. All right, now it is off to another property with the same problem. I know it's confusing. A lot of stuff going on and remodeling this bathroom. What a mess. But it's going to be beautiful. For the screwdriver. And this one in this rental unit is doing the same thing the other one was doing. So I'll show you what I'm doing. I've got the hose hooked up so that I can drain a little off of this water here. Let's see, can you see this? I had to cut a hole in here. All right. So this is why I cut the hole, because you look at the gap here. I was going to try to do this work up in here with this little gap, but it's just not doable. And in the grand scheme of things, this is not important. So I cut out a strip of drywall. Now I'm going to open this up and drain some water out. Okay, so I'm opening up this line right here. Essentially pour hydrogen peroxide or funnel it down in there. I'm looking over here and I'm thinking, what is all this blood? There's blood dripping all over the... Yeah, I ripped my finger when I was turning this thing. I didn't see these freaking staples under here when I was turning this, and my flesh gave way to metal. So gotta be careful. If you're gonna be dumb, you better be tough. Nah. This off here now, and hopefully I won't have to re-crimp these. You generally hold water even when they're turned like that. Okay, now you can hear it. You can hear the hot water just being sucked out. It's going to be, well, I'm going to pour about a half a bottle in here. I need to save some of this hydrogen peroxide to pour on my finger. Here it's sucking it in, and this will kill the agents that are causing the bad odor. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.